Hello my people, Onita here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video, my must-read books of 2022. A lot of these books I was meant to read in 2021 this year, just never got around to doing it for the sake of my excuses for not having read these books this year in 2021 being slumpiness, work, life things, just generalized life things. And then I also have some new release books of 2022 that I would love to read that sound really good. I've heard really good things about them from early reviews from other people that review books. So without further ado, let's just get on with the list. The first one is a new release. I'll get the new releases out of the way. I only have 3 new releases. The first new release is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This is to be released on 22nd of February in 2022, and it is a young adult fantasy dark academia kind of thing where it's a boarding school. It's like a dark, twisty thriller about a centuries-old, ivy-covered boarding school haunted by its history of witchcraft and 2 girls dangerously close to digging up the past. And it has dark academia vibes, I have heard. The very last list of Vivian Walker by Megan Albany. This is a new release. It is set to be released on the 9th of February in 2022. The premise for this book sounds quite sad. It is about a woman who is dying of cancer, and her family will not let her do a single thing while she has this cancer. And she ends up writing this list about all the mundane things about her, like a love letter to the mundane things that we usually don't enjoy or we despise doing or we take things for granted. And I think it's going to be quite a sad, hard-hitting book. The last new release I must read in the year of 2022 is The Stylus Crayon by James Rowland. This comes out January 3 in the year of 2022. This one, a woman, she discovers something. I think she can foretell the future of an apocalypse or an end of the world scenario. She realizes something. She can foresee the future or something like that. And in her doing that, she's in deep trouble in doing that. And she gets these group of people banded together to help her, and something to do with someone will eventually take the crown in this empire. Let's get into my backlist and all the books I didn't get to read in 2021 this year. First one being Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've had this for quite a while, haven't had the chance to read it. This is quite a popular one. It's told in interview format about this band and their rise to fame. They were very, very popular in the 1970s, I believe. 1970s, almost 1980s. They were very popular, this band, and it's about Daisy Jones and her love affair with this fella in the band, the Six, because Daisy Jones came on board later on, and I think Daisy Jones helped them become popular. And before their World War II, they broke up. The band broke up. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine by Gail Honeyman. This has been on my shelves for God knows how long. And this was super duper popular when it was released. And when was it? 2015 or something? 17. Okay, I thought it was longer than that, but 2017. And this is about this woman, Oliphant, leading a simple life. I'm assuming this is more character-based. She has had a tough time, and it seems like she has a bit of an alcohol dependency problem, a bit of an alcohol addiction. I've heard mixed things. I've heard this was just fine. I've heard this was people's favorite books. Reese Witherspoon loves this. Obviously, you can see by the little yellow thing there, little sticker. And this is also a Reese Witherspoon book pick too, so who knows, I might do a reading vlog, should we trust Reese Witherspoon or something? I'm not entirely sure. A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am disappointed in myself for not having read this in, when was it? October? So, October, November time. This is set in the world of the From Blood and Ash series where in this one we follow the gods. The only thing I know about this, and this is the only thing that has stuck in my head, is that there is a woman, she's an assassin. She is sent to kill this god that we have briefly met in The Crown of Gilded Bones, which is the third book in the From Blood and Ash series. We have briefly met this god, this woman whose name I can't remember. She is meant to kill this god, but the only way she can do that is for him to fall in love with her. She can't fall in love with him. Sounds like a bit of a slow burn romance, and I'm very hyped about it. I just love this world from Blood and Ash series, and I want to see Nyktos in his prime. You know, I'm wondering if we get to see him as he is younger. Not entirely sure. The Invisible Life of Addy LaRue. I was meant to read this in... When was I meant to read this? Sometime. I think it was meant to be this month, but that's not going to happen. A lot of us know what this is about. A young woman by the name of Addy LaRue. She lived in France. She makes a deal with the devil to live a long time, but in doing that, people forget her, and she lives life throughout the years, throughout the centuries, and throughout those times, people forget her. She can't write, draw, make art, make a lasting impact in society, because when she does, she'll be instantly forgotten. Until one day she meets a man or a person in a bookshop, I think it was a man, in a Manhattan bookshop, and he says he remembers her. And it's like a love story, a slow burn love story. I enjoy a slow burn story, like a slower paced, character focused love story, or just like a character based story in general. So I'm hoping to really enjoy this book. Jurassic Park. I wasn't meant to read this in 2021. This year I had no plans to, but Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies ever made, and it is one of the best movies ever made. When I found out that it was a book, I had no idea about it, and I really want to read the book. I heard the book is actually really, really good, I've heard. And it looks like we are going to be following characters in this book. Characters in the book from the movie as well, because I saw Tim, who was a little boy in the movie. This one, a bunch of scientists have found or created technology to create dinosaurs, and they make a park. It's like a park about dinosaurs. Things go wrong. Things go horribly, terribly wrong. I think a lot of us know what the premise of it is, so I didn't really need to tell you what it's about. I really need to read this in 2022. I can't let it go on any longer. Bunny by Mona Awad. I was meant to read this in October, where I was reading a whole bunch of creepy horror books. This one is about this woman in this college or university. There's this group of really messed up women who, it's like a very weird cult-like sorority, and they call each other Bunny, and it kind of takes off from there, kind of thing. I've heard it's very weird, I've heard it's very good, and it does sound really good, and I'm very upset that I did not get to read it this year in October. The Troop by Nick Carter. I was also meant to read this in October of this year, did not get a chance to. I have read the book by this author before, The Deep, which is kind of like The Thing meets The Abyss, kind of sci-fi horror. Very good atmosphere. He's very good at writing atmosphere. Very, very good. A group of kids, I think they're like a group of boys or something, that get stranded on this island, and this man comes out of the forest and he's like really hungry. He's like, I'm hungry. He starts eating dirt. It's like body horror. I've heard this is quite a gruesome horror story. Night Film by Marisha Pessel, another horror book I was meant to read in October of 2021. Didn't get a chance to. Oh, do I know anything about this? All I know is that it's a journalist student. She finds this old, like this, actually I don't even think I know a lot about this. All I know is that it's good and it's creepy, and I want to read it. The last book I want to read is The Push by Ashley Audrain. I believe that is her name. And I was meant to read this book as like a part of a reading 3 thrillers kind of reading vlog. I didn't get a chance to do it. I really didn't. A lot of these books I was meant to read in the last half of the year, and this is one of them. This is a character based story about a very complicated, dangerous, I would like to say, mother and daughter relationship, about motherhood and what it means to have a child, and just about this little girl who hates her mother. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I have a little bit of a stack of books, but the good thing about it though is that I think there's only like one series. I think A Lesson in Vengeance is a duology or just a standalone, and I think the Stylus Crown by James Rowland, I think that one's either a standalone or a series. Not entirely sure, but the rest of them I know, except for maybe A Shadow in the Ember, is standalones. So that makes me happy. I'm actually quite happy to have must-read books. Like all the must-read books I want to read as standalones. It just really eases the pressure off because I already have a series TBR I want to read in like the first half and even throughout the year in 2022. So having must-read books of 2022 and having them all be standalones really kind of relieves the pressure for me. And again, thank you very much. If you liked it, make sure you do all the good stuff, liking, commenting, subscribing, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!